What's the beginning of James? Put your cap on. Okay. Let us pray in Miata. As about Pinano. Lord, as we come this afternoon, give all your bed to us. The Mamit Canet, the Ma, the Matua. May the Lord, whatever we pour this afternoon for us to understand and to put it into our heart, in our lives, but please, Lord, give us that understanding, what the leaders here are bringing to us. If it's the magwa, it's the mustagwa. Bata sonit naman ng mga ganagayon, skagi siya gagatut, tamaswa, kaitut siya, and also, Lord, the focus enemigo yamina, kasanit naman ng food, niyogay tayo yan, pagit naman ng taski, and listen to those baptism, and also this gathering here today, Lord, the school, even all sick, and the teachers that have been busy all year round, Wisto, and also the leaders of Wisto and Nagatiachi, and also the host people throughout there in Nagachigoya. So we say, Dutaman this afternoon, Lord, in Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. This afternoon, you. Atmosfär är inte annars är det med. And some of the projects that we're working on. Magayo mas secretary Timachita Tamayo. Sabi sunana David Tama.
Elder Snigan sa lineup bill sa kapatiman.
Tanda yung video sa kaya nga nagtiyate siya. Wala, Tony nga sila sa tigil na kapatema ata eh.
little stand over there and that mic
No, I
generate
need
sound?
it for sound here on the camera. It's too low when it was over there.
Go put it on the other side. And then that way it won't be directed.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I can't put it right here like this?
You want to learn from her? I only wanted it for the listener.
I know.
Right now, I'm unpackable. That way it'll generate sound. And it's not that high.
afternoon, everyone. Maybe we should get started. So you can listen and eat at the same time. Kaya lagi si Mama ko, sigan. Anuts. What we're going to do is some introductions, tama, and after that we'll do some opening remarks from Chief and Council, and we'll do some opening remarks as well from the managers, and all they have to do is say a few words about the program they're running. Then after that, we will get into the projects that we've been doing, are doing, and will continue to do, I guess. But the most important thing today, is that we have a visitor from Vancouver, which we rarely see. We only see him at court. But that doesn't mean we're in trouble. It just means that Canada is in trouble. And so I want to do the introductions. You know, our lawyer is Mark Underhill. He's from Vancouver. He's been representing us since 2006. 2006? Yeah, so that's going on 11 years this year. It's been a long, it's been a long journey. So we come to you today, to start something that we're going to live with for the rest of our lives. Once it's done. And this is only going to happen once. But I want to go back a little bit, just to sort of explain up this east. Ayo Deutanag. Before ayo Piachabitsiag. I know a lot of people here, Anutskagi Sigagayu, Michete Manayo Chiapatan. Michete you pueyo. I was only 6 years old. I could speak. But before that, that's only, 54 years?
Yeah.
53 years?
54.
No, 53 years almost. That's in 1964. That's only 53 years ago now. It's funny. Was 1964. Like, people lived there for thousands of years. Like we found a body that was 4,700 years old. It was 4,700 years old. Kapit ninyo gipewchip machiswa. keep up matis yok, keep miskamaka those matis, kita wana those matis, managa wana yo, wana yo. One man mayo, like when we got when we got relocated, all of that was gone. Everything changed. Your life changed. Your livelihood changed. The way you live every day changed. The way you play changed. The way you think changed. And the way you do things daily changed. Because you moved to a completely different environment. Pagano mayo, isi minute chimoini. Maratona staga nuts puche. Perché when I start, that's what I see like the way it was, there was kaginaya negit tako. When I knew at the moment the maganots, and so that these were not stayed. Because the West Stock we're not going to get another chance. Kisin mani tapaso na yung mistakip. First mani hindi ko yan. Anong skagi siya? What's a good thing with tapaso? They would say you tapaso na 4-wheeler, 2-week truck, vehicle. I mean, no sick mess ka now. Mo pego give me was question. Sa matsago na kaga pumogi musita na pogi pumagutsin. Some anutska on kitana no technology changed. Kagina kitana no anutska gisiga. We have vehicles, snowmobiles, 4-wheelers, boats, motors, cell phones, iPads, TVs. Kagina ni gana keep me when I go na ni gana keep petani mage. Maga minagagina giminentena no ni apachita. Uminigoin drugs. Kagina giminentena no ni apachita gayu. Ano it's kagi siga. That's not the way it was. So all those things we have to deal with. No? All of us are diabetic. A lot of us have cancer, arthritis. And I've heard, or somebody told me, so how do we get to be that way again? How do we get rid of those ailments that we have today? Okay, that's the Minoyak, that's who's got used to Minoyak 50 years ago, or 60 years ago, or 70 years ago. Because that's what we lost. we lost that. Tantega Gimetawayak, we lost it. Kaginoni Kigiwani Tanano. So we have to get them all back. Bring them all back and start living a life the way we used to live thousands of years ago. Anutskagi Sigag, today we've been asked, how do we do that? And somehow we're going to get these unastag. Kaya gusto tayo tastig na, utskagi mati siya gute utanak. Ay wala niya nga naputo unastag. So we've been asked a hard question to deal with. And we can't deal with it by ourselves. We will need your help. And it's going to be a process. So that is unasta. Takot sa tatampan mes ka na nipi, nasugi siya nipi. Water, how do you deal with water? How do you deal with sewage? How do you deal with housing? Matyagan tigay na iyo, maningon mold but taga na speak. I want to know stay mold there. So how do we deal with that? So we have to fix that. We have to get the resources, tools, and education, capacity development to fix those things. Because technology is here, and we embrace it. Not just me. Everybody has a cell phone. Who doesn't have a cell phone? Big. Somebody take it away from you. Cell phone now. TV now. And we have access to a lot of things. We have access to alcohol. We also have access to drugs, prescription or illegal, and it causes damage. Now we have to fix that. How do we fix it? I know to send off somebody, I don't know, 6 months, a year, but that's not fixing it. We just can't send off people hoping they're better when they come back. The problem that we have, because sending it off somewhere only gets worse. Kids, when they come back, they're worse than they were before. So that's not a solution. So we have to think of a better way to do that. Because these things are real. We live with them daily. And I'm willing to work to make that happen. And with your help, we can certainly go a long ways. Because not only that we have to convince the judge these are the things that we need, we have to convince Canada these are the things that we need. Everything. Gusto maayo, I want to bit the mind on because I want to get the other counselors to say a few words. But I wanted to emphasize, the most important thing is from 64 and earlier, people lived there for thousands of years. And when the government built a dam in Grand Rapids, that changed all of that. So, I'm suggesting that we look at everything, like we look at everything. Everything that and like I said, we only have one shot at this, and we need to do it in a way that we can live with it, so that we're able to live with it. I want to get counselors to say a few words as well. Bill?
Good afternoon, elders, members, visitors to the community. I guess we're sitting here, it's sort of a great occasion for you guys to hear firsthand from our visitor from out west here to explain some of the things that we've been dealing with and some of the fights that we've had with the courts, and where we're going from here. I want to talk about some of the things that we want to do. We want to see in the community. I want to talk about growth. Obviously, we're going to talk about the settlement that's coming and an agreement that we certainly do need with Canada, and then to take that next step forward on our own. Just to allude to what Chief said, that this is it. So what we're doing here now is we're doing it, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it where we're going to look not just today, we're not going to look just from what happened in the past, but we're also going to be looking in the future and trying to figure out what we need, not just for us now, but for our children and for our community, because it's going to be here long after we're gone. So that's about how far we go. And our future little 309s have to understand that what we're doing here and what we want is something better for them. So when Chief talked about health and welfare and diabetes and all these ailments that we're living with, we have a health authority here that does as much as they have and much as they can do, with whatever resources they have. They do it. They do it to the best of their ability. But then it's not just any day. Every day we hear about an ailment, one of our members elsewhere going for treatment, who is sick. We have to make some tough decisions on, and it always boils down to money. And that's something we don't have a whole pile of. We don't have it stocked in a room where we can just say, okay, here's a whole pile of money, here you stay here for the month for your treatment. But we have to work with our, Health Manitoba. We have to try to find a way to make things a little easier on us. Working with FNIB, things like that, hospitalizations, doctor's visits, those are they're going to be an everyday thing for all of us. I'm getting up there. I know firsthand that it's coming. Chief mentioned cancers. It's coming. So we have to start taking care of ourselves, and that's what our local health authority is. That's their goal, is to try to find better ways for us to take care of ourselves, and they give us ideas. They give us they give us that helping hand when we want. But the thing is that I don't want any members to be shy or shy away from asking for help. Like I said, a helping hand is not always money. It's not always about that. So it's about programs that we need in the community and that are and that we need more of. Talk about some of the housing issues we have to catch up on where we should be right now with the housing needs, so that we all are comfortable. We all are living in a home that is, it's yours. That's yours for you and your family. So one of the things you're going to see in the slide coming up are a home ownership program. That's where it's a band-owned home by an individual here. Whoever wants to do that, take on the loan and then own that home for themselves, and they have that right to give that home to their children. Because right now, the way it is, everything is pretty well a band house. So it's always a band house. You always want to have something that's yours. I know we call it ours, it's our home, but in actuality, it's a band home. Whether it's CMHC, whether it's a house that's been paid off, everything on a reserve is band owned. A program like that would be awesome for those that want to move forward. Not just to say it's their own, but that feel good thing. It's always nice when you can say that this is mine. The sweat on my brow, the dirt under my nails got me this. So that's kind of where we want to go to with that. Also with economic development, we have to start thinking about what we can do on a personal level to better ourselves. Like I said, we can't always depend on the band. The band is not going to be there for everyone at any given time. It's going to be there for those, like in the future. It's going to be, if you helping yourself, then I'm pretty sure that the band, that's their job, is to ensure that everybody strives and everybody grows. But it seems to be that those that help themselves will succeed in life. The more that they want to get, what they want to get to and where they want to get to, is a lot easier when you want it for yourself. So with our local, regional center, UCN, we've asked them to put on some business courses coming up. We're going to see if we can get more of our members degrees, certificates, and such, so that you're building that platform for yourself. You have that as a backup. You like me right now, I don't have no degree. I don't have certificates or nothing, so I can't bank on it. We got recent graduates here who are teachers now. They can go anywhere. They can do anything with their degree. They're not locked up to a certain job. They're not locked into a certain community. It's always nice to be home, but they have that ability to spread their wings and leave if they have to. And Chief alluded to another thing here about talking about with our visitor here, Mark, going to be bringing up, is all this talk here with Facebook and our brothers to the east here and to the north about a settlement. They're saying they're going to give out this much money and then they're getting a check. I'm not about getting a check. I'm not about reaching a settlement. I just want it done right. I don't want to just say, okay, we need whatever, $20 and then we're good. Because that's basically what happened, and we've been in battle with Canada for well over 20 years now, because we didn't get what we deserve. We didn't think about the future. We just thought about now. And then we don't want to think about now. So I'd like you guys all to know my position on that with moving forward. We got a good council here. We talk about our members, not in a negative way, but as a way to see you guys grow. We want to see you guys all go and catch your dreams, especially for those that just graduated. we want to see that sale catch some wind so that they can do what they want to do, follow their dreams. So basically, I'm going to tell you that I'm putting the community first, as is this council, and I don't know how I can stress that enough. We're talking about our future. I'm talking about an agreement that we would hopefully love to get in the near future. Thank you.
Russell is away for a family emergency, so he's not with us today. So I'd like to emphasize that he would have liked to be with us, but he had to go to his wife. I think his father-in-law had passed away, so he needs to be with his wife at this time. So he'll be gone for the rest of the week. We'll go deal with that. Anyway, we have Derek. I'll say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. Welcome, members, elders, and visitors. Ayo tenis tengah itu niu. Mana nu japa tenu magis paniguti cimoini. Mesti mana bete niu. Mesti segi tu taga uya. Utaga gini tai gani sti istro goyo. Mesti temai gua gaidro. Nego mesti. Because what the Margoina Negagon that we never seen. That's probably how you know that 20 years that that's how you that they've been fighting with Canada. Well, I want to look to the future too. Well, I know is it. Who's a seminar? What's our semisiwa? Who's it? Well, I know. I'm not going to settle with you PCs. I want to do it for our community. As that we got rid of the dust. But when we eat the meat, we got to work. It was easy to get one. That's probably why we're here. I know it's what we need in our community. We don't, the guys in that put on a swat tamagagon. Kinoaga niak on a swasinan. Kigono magantaventamag. Tell us what we need, and we will work really hard to get that things done. I'm going to say, I'm going to you. Thank you, like we got nothing to hide. That's the reason why we call this a new meeting. If you guys have any questions, thank you very much.
Councillor Sheila as well is had to deal with family things, so she had to go to the paw and deal with the family matters as well. I think it has to do with brother Robbie. So she went over there. She had to go today. Otherwise, she would have been here. Calling Billy Walker.
Thanks. Going in 2.5 years as a teaspoon would take you. Watch me over my now. Chimoinino. I want to. I am. Giskisopanina. Uchagisia. I have Patsu Bamicha out the Nampesivia. I went to Matano Chegisito. I want to tap in to Tarani Tagi. I want to take a spot to in hand. I want to Patsu Isita there, Chegisio. My tipito in it. How it Chegisio Pito it in it. I'm at least a pito in it. de tau tsakisi. Mochito, pasinigi nagi charge si vinti. Aku puta pa choice ko ka. Mocha po si pap ko nagi siya nyo. Nanas ko mo naman na yung there's a lot of things that we did and still doing. And inganis ka man, it's not kina as a person. It's the people that top much. Kaya wani kan tawin tagi kikutsitan tatus tayain kaisin tawin tagi. School kikipen top mo tan suyustaw ti siya minok panigwach. Simaga ni siya kin top mo tan siya kita suwi chao gani siya niwag ugay ko no tagapito kay panige. Sa spinan ninan gani ganis kamak eagalapen tama kagalapen imitago. O sime ugay ko naga patawe po tapito kay panyo. Notes dawen ten tenut ni kwesko ugay tutman. Inuwe gis wanuta. Managaganay gi menenemik. Mauch daw po westo ugay tutman ininganis kaman. Egano ugay ko na uchit tuskat tamak agu ugay ko nakapapanige. Di minuten ugay ko nakapapanige agu kawi tiyan imutagi. And thank you.
Can I get the managers to come up? Wanda, June, Fred, Sheldon, Darcy, Candy, Marie, Esther, Rachel. Can you come up? Now. Just wanted to introduce the managers because this is the management team, and we also have Ken Blair and Mark Underhill as our lawyer. I just want to get the managers just to say a few words, introduce themselves, and do what they say or say what they do. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I just want to, I don't want to take too much time with the managers because I want to get ahead with doing the projects that we're doing and why we're doing them. Because at the end of the day, we want to get Mark to, give all the time we want for him to answer any questions people may have. I guess we'll just go this way.
I was scared you were there. Hello? Okay. I'm Rachel Clark. For those of you that haven't seen me in the past 5 years, I'm the principal. I have enjoyed 5 wonderful years working for this community, and I love my job. I love working with the staff, working with the kids, but I value and appreciate the leadership that I get from these guys up here, and Sheila, not only guys. We've had a lot of things that happened this year, exciting things. Each year we get better and better. Working with Sandra and Karen, we tend to find ways to tweak our programs and improve on them. We've gotten a lot of help through, of course, Chief and Council, but of course the other programs. Health was a really big help with us this year. So, and Recreation, I'd like to thank them.
The mic. It's the mic. The batteries are probably dying. I know.
Do we have more?
Yeah, we have more.
Do we have? Oh.
Ooh, now I can talk again. June was just getting all excited there. But I just want to thank the parents and the elders and the community members that have joined us with all our wonderful things that we did this year. We're looking forward to another year. Thank you for your help. If there's any questions, you can always come see me, Sandra, or Karen about anything. I did up a quick summary report about the things that we did this year. So we look forward to talking to you. I love it when parents come in with good ideas, like June. June came in with a good idea this morning. So with that, I'm going to pass the microphone.
Hello, my name is John Thomas. I work with the health. And I'm just going to mention some of the programs that we have. And I forgot my phone. I wrote them all down over there. One of the programs, BFI and BHC, and Jeff Easter is the coordinator. NADAP, Gerald Houle, and tobacco. And a new program that we have is Returning to Health. And Desmond Martin looks after that. Medical transportation, we have Rosie Ledoux for the PAW and Janet Chartrand for Winnipeg. And we have prenatal, and that's Diane, and she also looks after the ADI. And we have home care, and that's Debbie Braun. Did I forget anyone? Zerlina, oh, she works with Gerald Nida. And we also have a new program that we're going to be just starting. Like we're in the process of interviewing a nurse, and that's the JP project. We're excited to start that as soon as we can. Thank you.
I'm Wanda Hagamule. I'm the finance manager at the band office. Thank you to the chief and council for giving me that opportunity for giving me that challenge to take on the responsibilities from when Claudine was left. And right now we're in the process of doing the audit. So that falls on the finance department, and we get help from the chief and council along with all the managers. And when that's done, it takes about 3 to 4 months, so it will be presented to the community. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Fred Ledoux, housing and O&M manager, the technician for the band. I've been doing it now for six years. And I looked after a lot of programs for the band, working alongside with chief and council. And sometimes my job can be stressful and hard, but with chief and council and my employees, we get along and we get things done. There's a lot of things that we need in our community, and we're still pushing forward to get more, and there's a lot. And if you need to contact me or my staff, use any means necessary, including messenger from Facebook, phone my cell, my store, every which way you want to help you with your needs for your homes or whatever you need, and I will help you. I'm sorry, I'm kind of nervous right now. But anyways, I like working for the community, and I don't plan on giving up on the community. Thank you.
Thanks, Candy Sortini and Disligaton Income Assistant.
Don't na. Income Assistant Administrator, Ego Indian Registration Administrator. I'm nervous. Yung datos ka na welfare officer, sampo ko muna sa registration tayan, and in our program we have special needs sa Goyawa. Well, I do the recording, and I also start to scale Kristen Mink Goyao, Nikki Dorian. I've been doing this for 6 years, so. And since you called up all the managers, I was wondering where the band manager, Beverly George, is. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Marcela Valley. I am the assets coordinator. I'm new to being the coordinator. Shirley was the one who was the coordinator before, and then we just recently hired Dawn Monroe to join us this morning to be the PSP counselor, and we're still have yet to hire the assets clerk next week. So we're just learning everything from what we were taught. But we do, you come see us if you need a job or training, and for sponsorship for post-secondary. I'm not even too sure what else to say. I'm nervous. I didn't know I was going to make a speech. Yes, but that's what we do. We do training and employment. And you can see me at work.
Good afternoon, Sheldon Barasa. This is a business liaison worker, and my job is to help people with their personal business ideas. If you want to bake cake, chief and council help with a little bit. So that's my job, to help you out, and that's why I'm there.
So that's our management team. I wanted to thank the cooks for cooking us lunch. That was good fish, good moose meat. Anyway, we'll move ahead with the projects. So, you doctor tagachit natuta the betagusi. The way the doctors work, you know, I don't know how the doctors work, but the way they have doctors coming into our communities is by Manitoba paying somebody. They used to call that Northern Medical Unit. When Northern Medical Unit will get a doctor and they'll send him here to the nursing station where you can get to see a doctor. Like, oh, before April of this year, that doctor would come in. We got though. He'll come in 1 week. He won't be here for a few weeks, and sometimes 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's whenever the doctor wants to come here. That's how they made their schedules before. 5 years ago, I complained a lot because there was no doctor coming here. So doctors has always been a problem here. And you go to the PAW see a doctor, or if you go by yourself or you go by ambulance, you get to see the doctor right there. But it's an emergency doctor, And once they see you, they say you're still breathing, they kick you out of the hospital, tell you to come home. And that's what they do in the PAW every time. Like an ambulance will go there, drop you off, leave you there, you get to see a doctor, then they'll release you. Then you're stuck in the PAW. That happens now. So we need to fix that. But the doctor, a doctor will come here sporadically because I've been complaining quite a bit. So that they said that the doctor will come here now. Dr. Springs comes here now every other week. And now I think he comes here every week. Right? He comes here every week now because I've been complaining a lot. But as soon as he leaves, if Dr. Springs leaves, then, you know, it's up to the doctor whether they come here or not. And that's not a way, that's not a, you know, a way for us to get the services. You know, we depend on a doctor. You know, if they like it here, they'll come here. But if they don't like it, they won't come here. So what we did is we partnered with God's Lake, God's River, Mantuisipi, and Oxford House, from Bonnaby they're called, and the Quest Inn, because all of these communities go to the Quest Inn to stay. So we said, we were sitting around at the Quest Inn because people are coming in and, you know, they're getting mugged. You know, the taxi doesn't want to take them to their appointments. You know, the medical transportation leaves them there, and they have no way to see the doctor. There's always a problem with the doctor, even in Winnipeg and even in the community. When you get released in Winnipeg hospital, you come home, you know, there's nobody here to do a follow-up or aftercare. There's no doctor here to do that. So we started this like 5 years ago. We started talking to Manitoba Health 5 years ago. Now it has come to today where they approved 8 doctors to this clinic. It's called so the province has approved 8 doctors, 2 immediately. So they'll come on, 2 doctors will come on there immediately. On top of that, the current doctor that's here, Dr. Springs, will continue to come every week. So that's the only way that we were able to convince the province to say that we need doctors. On an ongoing basis, like, you know, we hire a doctor, they should come here every week. If you want to see a doctor, you should be able to talk to that doctor and discuss your CIN. Because before, doctor will not tell you, let's see you, and they'll give you a prescription. But I want them to tell you exactly what your test results are. So the doctor, you know, able to help you in that way. So that's the reason why we set up this clinic in Winnipeg. So the clinic will have the doctors, but the doctors will be coming into the community every week. And you're able to call a doctor if you want to see that doctor, if you want to talk to that doctor, police speak, then you'll be able to talk to them. So that entity is non-profit. So whatever money is there, it'll stay with the clinic, located at the Quest, across the street from the Quest Inn. There's also a mental wellness program at Ashdale. We hired a, how do you call that person? Medical director with psychiatry background. I would say You know, you go see the mental health counseling they do there, and you see so so that so people are there to help you. So you go they'll give you skills how to deal with stuff. There's also, we're looking at city transportation, Mina. You do 10 Winnipeg and you go stay at the question, for example, then we can pick you up, take you to your appointment. But that's what we're looking to do. So these things are coming into Chemawawin Maui, but because we have already 2 doctors committed. But these are community owned, you know, for community members. The doctors are geared for the communities, not Winnipeg. You know, Winnipeg would take the guy do take there. And top Mado Taput, that was Hinana, top Maui with there. Health. We're also looking at a new facility, a new nursing station, a new health facility for the health staff. And services will be provided in collaboration with the clinic in Winnipeg. When they come home. I usually out there on a follow-up or after care. So that's been prescription and make sure you get your prescription before you get home. So we'll house the new doctors over there and other wellness professions like physiotherapy, dentist, all those other things like optometry. We're also looking at home dialysis. You know, we'd be able to have home dialysis here. We're looking at assisted living and personal care home. All these things have been submitted to the Northern RHA, Northern Health Authority. I talked to the executive director yesterday, or before I went home, and asked her if she submitted this in her capital plan to Manitoba. And she said she did, but Manitoba hasn't responded back yet. So we plan to do this in 2018, start the new health facility. So this year we're getting Manitoba to approve it, and they don't have to approve the money right now. They can approve it 5 or 10 years with Tisinigan, but we can build Semak. The other thing that we asked, and we will require your support, you know, to borrow $5 million to build 25 homes. We applied to CMHC for 20 4-bedroom houses, and we also applied for 5 single occupancy dwellings. Allocation, approval target is this fall. This summer we have to line up the tenants, pick the lots, pick the design of the home, pick where we get the lumber, pick the labor. So all those things have to be done, and we also have to get a ministerial guarantee, it's called. The minister has to guarantee that loan before we get it. And also, we'll need your approval. So, we're going to have to call another meeting to discuss the approval of this loan, which is coming up in a few months, like July or August. As soon as we know what the number is, we're saying it's 5 million, but I don't know if it's going to be 5 million until we start looking exactly what the numbers are going to be. But we're also looking at any lots, like on Sesame Street, there's lots there that are vacant. We're going to put water and sewer system. So we're going to put those houses If we have 20 units, I could get that yesterday on you, because it's easier. People that are going to be living there will have water and sewer. Maybe a couple on the Mamarat side though. But there we have to put tanks and holding tanks, and we have to dig. You know, it's still, it's a cost. It still can be done, but it's a cost. The other thing that we're looking at is, that was before 1964. That was your house. Kaginagon Kina, you get to Beniten. Even any one ayo, Tagisia, Chimoini, was the Tastiga would take the Sinigan. So as been asked and Gian, the Gitipentamani Magina Gita, Gidani Magiga. We are looking at ban homes, and we're working with CMHC to accomplish that. We can lease the land to you, to the homeowner, and homeownership can be supported by a band, and we can pay off those mortgages in 15 years. It'll be the same payment. It doesn't matter it's 15, 20, or 25. You know, that mortgage can be paid off in 15. You know, in the end of 15 years, you get to have your own home. You can design your home the way you want it. You can also include whatever you want, storage sheds or garages or whatever, because it'll be your home. You never take out again for the next however long you're going to live there. So we will also look at existing homes. We'll renovate them, whether it's a band home, CMHC home. We'll renovate all the existing homes as well, and we'll put them under ownership in your name. Chemawawin negusise. Chemawawin. Monage negusise pego pagi pagit nat somebody suniasas. Like they give it to CMHC, they call them for, you know, like to help Bill C-31. They become treaty, so there's more people coming into the reserve, so they help. They help the band with 20% bumpo. 20% of homes. Like if you needed 30 homes, they'll only provide 20%. The cost of that house. If it's 100,000, they'll give you 20,000 for that house, and the rest you have to pay. And that's how they did with Bill C-31. So we want to partner with CMHC with this. So. You got a treaty number with Taisha, you become a band member. That's it. Bill C-31 is just law that the government used. They called it Bill C-31. That allowed you to apply for band membership with Taisha to beat again. So that's what that means. Bill C-31 still exists as a law within the federal government. We know Bill C-31 is in the Atama. Muni nagina Bill C-31. Ine nagigipit the one asay. Yapit the sign in pego, magi plywin. Nagigipit the one is kuniganigase. Become treaty. So you are treaty member of Chemawawin. Yeah. Yeah.
And also anybody else that will be putting in there after me, have you not seen me yet? As a member.
Yeah, I committed labor. You get to me anymore last week. So we committed to labor. This panini marat pusketo anyhow. Pakito. Huh? Uh-huh. They only provided 20% of that cost per house. If the house is 100,000, 20,000 po ipagit niya, you ask na 75,000. Without the payga taken me was any that's chicken now. Okay, Mawawin. That's what Bill C-31 did. The government ni Mayo. Now, si tanan naman that the Metonio. Yes. That's what I said, yeah. So si tanan na. No, we said all existing houses, those 3 renovations, whether they're CMHC or plan houses.
Is it only going to be built for people with families? Because we, as single people, struggle to find places to stay, to go and live with other people that have families and a lot of kids, and is a burden to some parents. I got Nina and Kapegwag that are single, are always looking for a place to dwell on, and we can't find a stable place. We should be looked at to as single individuals in the community where we are from, where we are band members, and
we applied for single occupancy dwellings. We're going to apply for 5 of them.
But there's more than 5 of us.
But that's all we can do for now. You got to start with 5, another 5, another 5, another 5. I know there's more than 5 of you, but you got to start somewhere. But well, we have 100 units. You got to start building 5 at a time, or 10 at a time, or whatever. There's more than 5 of you, but we want to start building for single units. Blake, yeah. Well, those ones. Supposed to be, but it's not. Yeah, more money was Hispano. You're not paying rent, you're paying the mortgage. That's what I'm saying now. Tanag may na niya you. 25 years and you tanag is any. The house you're living in, that's 24 or 25 years. Well, right now, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're applying for CMHC has allowed us to pick 15, 20, or 25. Before he didn't have a choice. It was 25 years. He took Manani. But now, because we lobbied, how come it's taken so long to pay it off? So they're gonna take 15 years, you have three choices, 15 years, 20 years, or 25 years. But the payment will be the same. No difference whether it's 15 years, 20, or 25. Huh? Well, that's the band house, yeah. But it's still a band house. Until you own it, no one can get it. We're saying you got to own it. What? Because it's a band house. But you can own that house. Is it the family? Yeah. But we'll have this discussion again how this program will look. I know that you can't know it's a sky that I need to have me to pay now. Like some of those houses are paid off already. So we can turn that over house to you, but there has to be a value. They should depend on at least the land over to you. So, but like I said, we will get it done. I bet next year, whether or not you can speak to it depends on the because we would have to fix it to make sure it's safe before we turn it over to you. Okay, thank you. Pavilion. Go back to the pavilion. You probably see that excavator tearing up that foundation on the old school. I get busted down at the old school. What we're going to do is we're going to put playground there we're going to permanent pavilion, shelter, and stage. We're going to build a stage with a stage area, new ball diamond, new fence, bleachers, playground structures, parking areas for gatherings, functions, and events. And this is funded through Canada 150. Canada is celebrating their 150 years, but most of us 150 years especially in the last 50 years. That playground, they're going to do that right away, then they're going to start pouring cement, and they're going to start building that structure. This month, or no, not this month, July, August. So that will be done. Yeah, ball diamond, stage, playground structure, fencing, bleachers, Yeah, we're looking at July, August, Toronto. And that's funded by Canada 150. CCN Communications. This is the internet. We just approved to upgrade the internet to a full LTE network. I don't understand what I'm saying. LTE network but we have about 185 subscribers.
Does that
Yep.
mean that the internet will be,
It'll be faster.
because that's what we were promised and we never got it, and we pay $70 a month.
Well, you got it, but a lot of people use it. We started off with 20 megabytes. We went up to 50. We went up to 50. Then we went up to 150. So, that should have been faster. Like one house will probably use about 6.
Yeah.
Like if you're on a Wi-Fi and 6 people are on it, it slows it down. Especially if they're streaming. So I don't know what streaming means. But if you're streaming, you're using lots of bytes.
So what you're proposing is a better,
This one is supposed to be faster LTE network, and upgrade to LLTE.
does that
But
have anything to do with the change from MTS to that?
no, has nothing to do. This is strictly ours. This is the band. The band is paying for all that. The band owns that. And we bought the equipment. And that tower we bought that dish. We bought another dish. With the hydro fiber optic, that's where it works from.
Will the fees increase or decrease?
The fees will stay the same. See, we want to look at also, like see, people will, everybody uses it, then it jams it up, slows it down. We want to know how much people are using as well. Like they're downloading and they're downloading illegally, illegal stuff.
That 5 volt in the money or that power line, like it's in the process already, yeah? And that what you call that, you mentioned that,
Fiber now.
that fiber optic.
Yeah.
Are they gonna change that to you? Because you're gonna have a new, internet there.
Are you itagiteo you fiber optic the best time I would take you?
Oh, okay, I say,
Yeah. 2 million. It's $2 million to bring it here. But we microwaved it, but eventually we'll have to put a fiber optic line with Tesa. So that's coming. Because we want to upgrade to be able to watch your TV as well, TV programming. We want to upgrade to that. We need more upgrades. We need to spend more money on fiber optic. But right now we're going to upgrade it to LTE network. So whatever that means, maybe that guy knows.
There are ways, if you have subscribers, you said you had how many in the community?
185.
So you could, if you had 200 megabits coming into the community, you can assign each IP address, each dwelling, a minimum amount, and then they can't go over that.
Yeah.
So you can give each house 5 megabits, for example. You can do that.
Yeah.
And LTE speeds, if that's what's coming in, that's Winnipeg stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, same as Winnipeg.
That's great news.
I didn't know that, eh? I didn't know that it's the same as Winnipeg, but
That's
if
Winnipeg.
you say that, I believe you.
That's the city stuff.
The other one is Public Works. Can you slide up?
Oh. Sorry, I got excited.
Public Works is, because where the Public Works is, right there, you may what's on the you have to stock them in a TC to the south. And we want to build 2 5-bay garages out there, 40 by 100, with fencing. So that's underway. That'll be completed this fall. So, and we also want to relocate heavy equipment in the buildings. We want to move those over to over there in the south end. So we're looking at this fall, moving those buildings. Kaginoni. That'll stay there as CLCP for now, because that was built there for CLCP. And we also applied for a new fire hall. So INAC was here earlier and we applied for a new fire hall, so they haven't got back to us yet. So we'll wait for that one. If they approve it, we'll have to build it next year, Batima. Here's another one that grocery store. We need a grocery store, kape, you know, but we've been having and we're looking at leasing it to an independent contractor or an independent operator, because we can't continue to operate the store at a loss. It has to make money on its own. The store has to be able to make money on its own. So the new operator will have to hire 80% of our people, or the employees have to be our people, band members. And the hours will be extended, you know, to have more offerings. Because I hear lots of complaints. I want to stay with this story and mistake there. So we gotta deal with those things. So we are going to deal with it, and we want to be able to give somebody an operator to operate the store. With the store in Mr. So they operate as their own. But in saying that, also, we want to expand the store. Southward. We want to expand the store to have more space, administrative office, and a gas bar. We'll lease the building to the operator to have the store and also have a gas bar, administrative offices, and a restaurant. Restaurant will be added. And new dispensing equipment, I would say tanks, pumps, that's taken with the gasoline, I got diesel, and premium gas. CIBC? He just said bank too. You know, we did ask, bank wants to come in, the Royal Bank, but we can ask again, see if the bank will come in. But that's what we want to do, is expand the store, have more space. Now we get to the fun part. This is where I want to ask Ken and the lawyer to come up to explain, you know, where there's the lawyer will explain the court part, and somebody has to do the proposal for the judge to look at. Because what we want to do now is that right now it's still in court. Our case is still in court. Judge court is still. So what the judge is saying, what do you want? You know, the judge will say, what do you want? So that's where we're at right now, is the judge is saying, what do you want? So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with what we want and give it to the judge, and the judge says, okay, this is what it is, this is what we want. Then he has to go and present it to Canada. The judge will have to go present it to Canada and tell Canada this is what Chemawawin wants. They did. Okay, one? No, I didn't put them on the agenda today. I wanted to get through that and also present this today. But we can have in the next one. Yeah, because we're going to have another one for the CMHC applications. They have to be in approval by membership for us to get a loan. We could put the constables there with the RCMP. Yeah. So right now, I'm just explaining to you our federal claim. Right now, it's still in court. The judge said they want to put it into a, where the judge had asked for us, what do you guys want? And we tell them what we want, and the judge will accept it. And once the judge accepts it, then the judge will give it to Canada, and Canada will reject it or not accept it. You know, that's going to be a process. But it'll be pushed by the judge. You know, not only we'll push it this time, but the judge will also push it for Canada to accept. So, you know, we're in the best position, but I'll let Ken and the lawyer explain that better. Kevin? We just finished building the blue building. Over here, that blue building is for the kids. If you go there, you can go inside. There's pool tables there. There's games there, and it's been sponsored by Health, and Health will have the program for kids. There's going to be basketball hoops on the outside. We still have to put concrete on them, but they're just about finished. They're looking at opening date sometime this July now, early July. Yeah, Machima. Yeah, Machima, that's a mustard. Never mind. You see, that blue building for kids.
Yes. Yep. The PIN number?
I think we got funding now. We got funding for camping. We got funding for camping through Health. We got funding to run the blue building. The old church. Should be open July to next month for kids. Like there has a pool table in there, go have a look.
It's all, that's the big picture. You know what, when we talk about everything, you're talking about our youth. We do keep that in mind. We do think about them. I'm a father. I have grandkids. I want to see them strive. I want to see them grow. I know we need programs in the community, and there are programs in the community. You know what I mean? We could sit here and talk like for an hour and talk about what programs are here, but they still have to want to go too. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we can't force them to go to any program. We can't force them to go to a camp. We can't force them to go to the 4K Center or the Blue Building or to the recreation or to the arena or to the parks or anywhere. I do. But we don't have the money to take everyone too. You know what I mean? But you just said. We never leave anyone out. And I'm pretty sure any of the organizations here. No. Yeah, but that's all a part of the big picture. So, I agree with you.
We're going to be holding 3 days on the 3rd week of July, and the first two days, at least 3 days, it'll be about kids, like small ones to the big ones. To the end of the week, it'll be at the Mamashigit Sigu. So we will have them. Thank you for bringing that up. So now we get to the federal claim. We want to update you as to where it's at and where we're going with it and what we're going to be doing after. You want to go first, or the lawyer goes first?
Good afternoon. As Chief and Council have alluded to, this is a very positive stage and step and I guess development in the federal claim. For over the last 7.5 years, I've had to report back to Chief and Council more legal bills, and we're still in court. Finally, we're able to report now that things have progressed significantly to the point now where discussions are in place with regards to resolution. Chief and Council's mentioned a few rumors going around Facebook and texting and so on. We've brought what someone has referred to before as Sasquatch, often heard of but very seldom seen, our legal representative from BC, who is lead counsel on the federal claim negotiations. I will turn the mic over to Mark Underhill to explain to us a little bit of the legal accomplishments to date and map out some of the anticipated procedures. And after that, we'll talk a little bit about some of the high-level descriptions of how the compensation and settlement will likely unfold. Mark.
Thank you, Ken. First of all, I wanted to thank the elders, Chief and Council, and all the community for having me back. I am rightly taking a lot of grief for not having been here in a little while, and I wanted to acknowledge that. And I wanted to also note that in the time since I have last been here, the progress that has been made. This is my first time being in this great building. It's the first time I've seen the new roads, and it's the first time I've seen a lot of new housing inventory. I appreciate there's a lot of things left to be done, but I wanted to acknowledge that for an outsider, the progress is visible and real. I think that's commendable. So I wanted to first talk about what I have been doing for the last, as I said, 7.5, 8 years, and why you all have been paying for legal bills. And the happy reason I'm here today is that all those legal bills have finally borne some fruit. In other words, we've made some real progress. So what's been going on, which is a long time even by a lawyer's standard, is actually a fight, believe it or not, over a very small amount of paper. But that paper is really important because what that paper is a series of internal memos that Canada's senior bureaucrats at the time wrote to the very high-level officials in Canada, the Deputy Minister, for example, of Aboriginal Affairs, to say that Canada, in their opinion, was liable for the significant losses that this community had suffered as a result of the hydroelectric project. And what Canada was doing was saying we couldn't have access to or make use of those memos in court because they were privileged, and there's all sorts of legal arguments of why they were privileged. So believe it or not, we spent most of the last 8 years fighting over that paper. And eventually, after 3 levels of court, won access to those papers. And the importance of that, and the reason I'm here today, is that we were able to put those memos before the judge who had been sort of managing our case along all these years, who went, oh, wait a minute, look at these papers, look at Canada admitting that it was liable for what it had done, or not done to be precise, 54 years ago. And that is the reason I'm here today, is because we finally won that battle. The judge had a look at those memos and went, this case should be settled. And said so to Canada, and we're in now what the lawyers call a judicially assisted dispute resolution process. And so what that means is that we are, with the assistance of the judge, trying now to collectively, that is with Canada, come to a view of what are the losses that this community has suffered and how will they be compensated. And so I want to, because I'm sure that's a question for everybody in this room, is, well, what are you asking for? What's this case worth? What's going to come? And the answer to that is, and this may sound like a bit of a lawyer answer, but it's, what does this community need is the answer. And that's part of the process, is what we are trying to do is actually look at what this community needs to move forward. And I want to echo a little bit of what Chief Easter talked about at the very beginning today, which is when we talk about the losses that this community has suffered, what we're talking about is the reality that 60 years ago, this community was self-reliant, its youth had a future and hope, and it could take care of itself, and it was sustainable. And that's what we want to get back. And everybody in this room knows that this community is not there right now, but the hope is we can get there. And we've got a great foundation for it, because what this Chief and Council has done, with the assistance of many others, and I think you all know this, is develop a 25-year community plan. And what that has done, among other things, is cost out all the things that this community will need to be sustainable. Now, there's a big piece, and it's a big piece we don't know what it's going to look like, is what is going to be the economic engine that's going to allow the community to be like it was, where people could take care of themselves, they could build their own homes, their children had a future, they knew what they could do when they grew up, and how they would be thriving members of the community. Part of this process, or a huge part of this process, is trying to look at what the engine or those engines could be, such that this community can be sustainable going forward. So when you ask, well, what are you looking for? What do you want? We need to figure that out first, and then we can say what we want, because that's what this community needs. And it's what we say up there in capital letters, it's not about a check. And one of the things I wanted to say, and this predates certainly my time on this file, is you'll know that settlements have been reached in the past and checks have been written. But they were, to be blunt and very candid with all of you, checks that I think were more going to individuals than this community. And so there are people who benefited significantly from the settlements that have been reached in the past, but in my opinion, this community did not benefit in the way that it should have from those settlements. And so what I understand this Chief and Council is determined to do is not repeat what has happened in the past, and to focus on a resolution, if I can put it that way, that is focused on what the community needs, not what individuals may have wanted or gained from past settlements. And so there is no check coming tomorrow, because we have to really focus on and spend even more time on what this community needs to be sustainable going forward. And that's what we're going to be asking for. And so part of the process, which the judge will supervise, so you understand, is we may need to do some further studies to look at what the various options are and then cost them out, and then that will be part of the process that the judge will supervise and encourage Canada, or give Canada a swift kick in the you-know-where, to come up with the funding for. And so that's all part of the process. So as we say there at the bottom, we're putting a team together. This community, there is no question, and I know all of you know this, I'm speaking to the converted as they say, but this community suffered the most significant loss from the project. There's no question about that. The result of that is that this community is and will remain out front in the negotiations that will go forward, and others will follow. But it is critically important that this community be in front and center because of the significance of the losses that were suffered. If we just move over, yeah, that's great, thank you. And so we are, as I said a moment ago, very well positioned to begin this process because of the work that's been done, both in terms of the 25-year community plan, but also some work that was done by economists that we hired to really analyze what was lost. It's not a full picture, but it's a pretty good start. For example, what was the income loss from the point at which the project really came into fruition to today's standard? Well, then 2009, I think it was calculated to, but something like that. And it's a significant number. And the point is, to go back to what both Chief Easter and I have been saying, is it's because this community went from a self-sustaining, economically viable community to something that was not. And so the losses as a result are quite significant. But we've done some work, a lot of work as a matter of fact, but there's more to be done, so that we can say to the judge, and this is my next task as we move through this process, and just incidentally, we were supposed to have a meeting on this just last week. Unfortunately, the judge's mother passed away suddenly and unexpectedly, and so we've been delayed a couple more weeks until we can get back together. But my next job, to be honest, is to spend a bit more focused time with the judge, with our community plan, with the economic data that we have gathered together to say, look, this is the losses this community has suffered. They're significant, and we need to be serious about how we're going to go and replicate that. And it's not just writing a big check. It's thinking much more broadly than that about how this community has an economic future. And so that is where we're headed. Now, Ken, did you want me to move into the next slide? All right. So the what we call the first component, or a critical component, is absolutely, of course, some cash-based compensation for the losses. There's no question about that. It is important that that be a part of it, including a membership per capita payment of some kind, and a community payment that will go into recognizing all of the various infrastructure shortcomings that there are in the community today and have been over the past 50 plus years. But, and this is where Ken, I think, do you want to take over here? The larger and more important component, which is what Ken's going to focus on because he's been front and center and thinking about these issues for a very long period of time, is how do we move forward to, as I said, a sustainable future?
Yes, I guess we do still want to celebrate the fact that we've arrived at the stage in the negotiations where we can talk about this, but we do need to remain responsible. As Mark mentioned, stage one, there will be some cash. There has to be some cash. We simply are behind. And it takes, as I think Councillor Bill had mentioned earlier, it all boils down to dollars. Whether it be youth programming, housing, infrastructure, economic development, job creation, it all comes down to dollars. And there is some catch up to be done. As a prophet says, they're basically from 64 to 2017, that needs to be focused on as a separate entity, as in how do we get caught up. But the most important part, if we can go to the next slide, the most important part is what do we do after that? That is where everything comes into play that we don't know. How many kids are going to be affected? How many houses are we going to need? We have done a significant amount of work on that. We have developed, as Mark alluded to again, the full community plan, which does build on current data and forecast forward. For example, we have set, on average 75 births a year right now. How is that going to trend moving forward? We have approximately 270 houses. How is that going to move forward? What state is the housing going to be at? How many houses are going to be on water lines, sewer lines? What's the water treatment plant status going to be? Is it going to be able to handle all that? All of that has to be moved forward. And it's not just as a, give us a number now, it's a commitment moving forward from the government to ensure that the funding is there in those days' dollars. Because 25 years from now, today's dollar is not going to be worth anything compared to what it is, it's going to be worth a fraction in 25 years. So that has to represent the growth of the community from, as I said, infrastructure, services, and industry. Developing partnerships. The CLCP program is the largest employer in our community. We need more. We need more programs like that. There's somebody's cheering back there. Oh, Franklin, go away. But we need to focus on that, and that needs to be, those initiatives need to be built into this plan. So, again, there will be some cash up front. There has to be. But the move forward is where we structure with the community. We had talked about a consultation group, which will include elders, obviously leadership, and people within the community that we use as resource for information. But the other thing we wanted to do was actually involve youth and ask the youth what they want to see. It's hard to ask somebody who's 12 or 14 years old what they want to see for the next 50 years, but we may be surprised at what they do want to see. And so involving the youth in those discussions as well helps with the immediate shortcomings, but also the future planning. So once again, I'd like to say this is a really, really good time. And I'm stalling here trying to find the chief to hand the mic to him, but I don't know where he went. So, Derek, you're going to be acting chief. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ken. That is when I go to your washroom, not sure, but the future looks really good for us. And I want to be a part of it as long as I can. I want my members to be happy. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't ever want to see it. So I think we're looking at to try and extend the school, or maybe get another school. Was I going to tell you, we are growing so fast. So those are we are still negotiating to do whatever we can to build another school or to at least extend our school for our kids. Ya berai mitsi sono gemagat. There's still a lot of meetings to come. Yeah, it's just an update what we're trying to do, plan, and we need your own input in our community, because we don't want to do everything by ourselves. You tell us what we need in our community, and we will try really hard to get what we need. Skating rinks? Yeah. Halfway? Yeah. Yeah, that could be put in the plan. Yeah. Yeah, halfway. Halfway doesn't Johnny. Okay. Yeah. So that could be put on a plan. We need skating rings. I think there is something in the plan for that day. Yeah. So, is there anything? Okay. Bill.
Thank you, Derek. I guess to talk about moving forward here, especially with us having a community plan, a 20-year plan, you don't see too many unsuccessful companies or organizations that don't have such a plan to follow. We all need, like any company or organization needs, that, I guess you could say that plan, so that they know where to take their next step. And this is what we're doing, and this is what we've done. These are our next steps. We have, like Derek said, Chief said, I guess we have a ton of work to do. We have more meetings, more consultations with members, our youth. So moving forward is looking better as the days go on, but we still got to work hard for what we want. We have to work hard for whatever we get. We are not going to be put, in second. We're going to be first, and we're going to, strive for the best. So I guess that's about all I got to say.
Kaani mutta magu ego na gauna soyak. Ke gonu toapa tamagu te skuni ni te melo poni guak. Ta escucha ni ngi to na yung upagito magu to miseto mnego ni pato. Tanega ga upigiao veo que no se gistunan. Utanan to tanitawi que chigo ayao que no se tanitawi giao. Pero no más seguro que está estando wag. Usted on que te ventena no te escuchen ni. Tayo te teno tamo a government. Agora apatak ito ayao chacha. Tapos tasatluiga te uego na. Mago tu maginan que gono mantamento mag.
Chamatti aini agata. Ayoni mayo Yeah, you're right. We were supposed to have a hatchery, egota. But because government didn't want to put a hatchery there because they already have a contract, we got the Toulon hatchery again. There's a hatchery in Toulon and there was one at Grand Rapids. So they didn't want to put a hatchery here. It was Spigotina. So, but anuns mainu magagisig para na Vespanyo. Like, it was speaking and we were asking the government, But now, we're going to tell the government, if, we were asking the government, can you give us, they go speak. We were asking the government, and it was up to them whether to say yes or no. Yes, I'll give it to you, they did. No, I won't give it to you. They have that choice. But now we're saying, we're telling you, this is what we want. Like we're telling you, these are the things that we want. These are the things we lost. Musa, mitset goniano musa. Nasema kisia siao musa. Kasi tante ochi mitsuag. Kagi mitsuag ayate. Kusi seni on this kanava. How do we do that today? Anutska agisiga. How do we do it? How do we deal with fish? How do you deal with moose? How do you deal with muskrats, beavers? Kusi seni the moment it has to do kaganage one. What we had before, how do we fix it? Because technology has changed us, changed the environment, and changed all the tools that we used before. 60 years ago, we should have enough tools. Even through the air, I can't see that. I mean, you can talk to Winnipeg and 60 years ago, you weren't able to do that. So, we have to look at everything. How do we make it? We sure do, yeah. $10 million, I think 13 million pounds. Right here, I think it was handed out. We come in, it's like we have like 19,000, yeah. Those are the investments we have, and this is what they're yeah. So, Kitom, Putamamopia, which is I will have focus groups, public setting on Misisi. Panimutama, Segi Pish, Panigayu, Chimoini. Yeah. Yeah, I know that, yeah. There's no amount that we can ever get that will replace whatever we lost. This is but we can ask for things that the community plan, and also, like in that community plan, we can add businesses into there, business and also we can, look to the future, what kind of businesses can do. So, those are the things that we will invest in doing, but it's up to individuals, we know, to start a business. We will not, the band will not get involved in those kinds of things that you business that. But I also want to emphasize the community plan will help us determine these costs. Just as an example, Lake St. Martin got a settlement. It was over 5 years. They went to court and they got a settlement. And it was like, I don't know, spending 180 million or something. But our community plan, when we did it, we were short 190 million. Just to keep up with the roads, the water and sewer, the housing, the public buildings, the water treatment plant. The community hall, the playgrounds, recreation. We were short 191 million. That's just one number. That's just one thing that we did under the community plan. When anybody who they took away everything. So I don't know, Guy Thomas, there's no amount of money that will replace that hito. But we can work towards replacing some of it to a lot of extent. And what we also did a study back in 2008, I think it was. We did a study. We hired somebody from Ottawa. A group of people from Ottawa did a study. And we knew that one of these days the judge will ask us, we knew that, but we didn't know, right? So we asked the study to look at what was lost. So in terms of in the economy, the economics of it, what did we lose? That number was big. It was like 700 million. But I can't say this is what I can't say that until we start working. Say this is what we want, and we start, asking for these things, and we start, pounding the table, say this is what we want. And we still start telling the government this is what we want, this is the reason why we want it, and we have to justify, that we need it, we had it, we lost it, now that we want it back. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Anything else?
All right. Is this a camera?
Name is Franklin Turner, CLCP. You forgot to mention me. You know this meeting, it's a really good thing what the leadership is showing us here today. You know, because we have to get involved as a community, as family, to share our vision, what we see in our future. You know, in Proverbs 29, it tells us, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy they are. You know, this is why it's very important for us people to be in these kind of public meetings, to share our visions, what we see for our future, even for our children. You see, there's a lot of young people, this generation today, because there's like 18-year-olds. I wish they were here. Because these are the ones that are going to rise up, that will be sitting here also. You know, this younger generation, they're very smart. They have a lot of ideas too. And this is why we have to encourage one another to come, to bring our children to these kind of events, to these meetings, for them to get involved. You know, and we got to think big also. Because like what Thomas said, money is never going to replace what we lost. But it will help a lot, what we get. Because we did lose a lot when they built Grand Rapids Dam, hydro. You know, back in the 90s, we did compensation for I don't know how many millions, I can't remember. And the hydro that we're paying today for each house, maybe we already all got it back. Just the hydro rates are going to go up in the future. Even though they tried to ask for more, but we the people, we grabbed that money right away. We could have had millions of dollars too. But it was our choice. I'll say our choice. I was only in my teenage years that time. You know, we lost a lot of things that way. You know, you should ask for big things like to work, for our leadership to work for free hydro for the rest of our lives. Because this community is going to get bigger and bigger as the years go by. Even on the finger, 100, 200 years left. Who knows? And you see that with our housing, we don't even have a landing strip here for airplanes. We can work on a terminal, jumbo jets flying in. Don't think big on these things, Because this is a blessing, you know, this is a door open to talk to the federal government for our people. And how many years it took for these doors to open. You know, I hear a lot of stories of our old folks, and man, those are awesome stories. I can only imagine how it would have been today, a little bit, if this flood never happened. You know, with that, I just want to encourage you all just to get involved more and more into these kind of public meetings. Because this is only a quarter of us, probably. Or not even. You community, in our reserve, what we want. And this is where we can share our visions with one another, giving more ideas, more planning. Because, I would like to see more businesses in this place where they can be challenged and run properly. Even I myself was thinking maybe I should open a gas bar. Because of the struggles we have in this one operation that's running fuel in this community. It's going to get better. It's going to get beautiful, this reserve, eh? My late father-in-law, Jonas Sarte, before he passed on, he told us that this place is going to be very beautiful. And I believe him. Even today I see that it's improving more and more as we go. It's like one of the counselors said that we settled the dust. Now it's time for us to wipe the dust off ourselves and to move on. The doors are always open to talk to the leaderships in the band office. But we got to have that boldness to approach the leadership. To approach them the right way. Anger is a very evil thing. It will just stir strife. Because I know when somebody comes talking to me full of wrath, I don't really listen to them. But to approach the right way, that's when our ears are open. And that we can settle these things the right way. Because there's a law that we have to follow also. And if we follow that law, happy we are, the Bible tells us. This is going out for all of us. And it takes a lot of courage to come and stand here, to come and share your thoughts and feelings, your heart. And with that, God bless you. Pray for the leaderships. Whoever's in there next year, pray for them. Because it's God that put these people here. Because He puts it in our hearts who to vote for. So with that, that's all I'll say. And God bless you.
So we'll have the closing prayer. Michael. Thank Franklin for his advice.
It's not me here all the time as your leader in the church. Let us have an elder to come and do this closing. Let's go just a matua. I mean, it's what they go in the school or in this community to go do something, but we have elders, we still, they're touched. They say, Mr. Mago, they say, Miatik. Even a little child knows how to pray. We could use a little child, middle age. So I'm going to What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and sit down. I'm going to ask Elder Charlotte Cora. The people detin at the PM yet. If it's okay, Chief. Leadership. Lawyer. Caratas with the palm of lawyer. He's not finished yet. Cora asked them pay me again. Thank you.
Kenanas komit na sanut sa kagpetu tiya ko tume pewi tamago ya kisa. Tasi taisi kisken tamagan si taisi bantaw sunia. Minawin e pimpani to tume ne was kon mo sinanas ko makman to. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you, Lord. Esibidan tamagisa esiwichi at. Kinakaganakagon, Lord, kapagit na manutas ki kasi kita isiwichi at sikan sinyo kayo apamatik. Sikema kinakagipeo siya tanis sinyo, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Kinanas ko bitin kaganakagon uchi that you bless everybody that comes. And Chief and Council, and his lawyer, and Ken Clare. You bless them, Lord, and you keep them as they go their separate ways. In Jesus' name I pray. And may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you. I want to thank management for coming out. And this will all begin in the next few weeks.
That goes to the